Welcome back, guys. So today we will do the same question which we did yesterday, but in another strategy. What we will do, we will make it the most optimized way you can solve this. And let's begin. Now I'll teach you inside how this will work, and we will be using nothing but a quick sort method to solve it and to make it faster. So what will we'll be doing? Let's assume we have the same array 0, 1, 0, 1. What we need is 0, 0, 1, 1, right? So what we will do nothing but I'll remove it. We will have one element I will be index. It will be always 0 in the starting. The second element will be j. So what is j? J will be counting. Okay, let me first tell you there is one more thing which is known as pivot. Let's call it p, and p will be 1, or you can even keep it 0, but I'll tell you what it works like and how it happens. So if p is 1, then what happens? We will check everything or every element from pivot. So for example, if our elements are lesser than the pivot, it will be on the left hand side, and if they are greater, it will be on the right hand side. What do I mean? I'll check if my element is lesser than 0 or lesser than 1, then it's fine. I'll again check, then it's fine. If it's 1 and it's not lesser than 1, then I will do something. So I'll tell you what I mean by this in the explanation. So now I will tell you how it will happen and how it will work. If my element is lesser than the pivot, what I will do, I will swap the elements. For swapping also, I will tell you how to swap it using a temporary variable. So I will swap the elements with I and j, where I is the index and j is the number of elements which are pivoted elements. Okay, and then I will increase j. Now let's try running this loop inside this and see how it will work. So now all we have is I as 0, then we have j as 0, and then we have pivot as 1. So now let's try. Now we have 0. Is 0 less than 1? Answer is yes. I'll write it for you. Is 0 less than 1? Yes. So it will go inside this. Now we will swap. What we will swap? We will swap 0 with 0. As you can see, we have 0 and 0 here. So this is nothing but array index 0, which means array of 0th element, which is this, with this only. So it will remain this only and will become 0. And now what will happen? J will become 1. Now j is 1 and index is also 1. Now we will check the element in the first index, what it is. So it's 1. Now we will check if 1 is less than 1. Is 1 less than 1? No. What we will do? We will move to another loop. Like it will iterate again. Now in this loop, what we have is I as 2 and j is still 1. Now we see that 0 is less than 1. Yes. Now we will swap the index of I, which is 2, with the index of 1. So what we have in the array of index, it means a of I should be swapped with a of j, and a of j should become a of I. And what we have in a's index I is 2 and 2 is 0, and then that 0 will become I of j. I of 1 is nothing but 1, so it will become 1 here and 0 here. So it will move this is the array which we had earlier. Now in the next one it became nothing but 0 and 1. I'll tell you again how this happened. It was 0, 1, 0, 1 till now. And what we had to do, we just swapped these. So it became 0, 0, 1, 1. Now what we have index as 3 and j as 2 because it got incremented. Now we will check again, is I lesser than 1 or 1 is lesser than 1? Answer is no. So it means it will again write it as it is, and now we have our sorted array. So for the logic for doing that swapping, I'll tell you that also. So we'll make a function that will swap two variables, and what we will do, we will make a temporary variable that will have the array's ith element. Now what we will do, we will put a of j as a of I, and then a of I as a of j, and then a of j as temporary. So what will happen, temp here is, for example, I had 0 and 1, temp is 0 and I is equal to 0 now, and j is equal to 1, for example, since we can see. So what happens, temporary is 0 here in this line and I is 0. Now I becomes 1 and j is itself 1. Now j will become temp, which was 0, so it will become 0. Okay, I hope this was const swap. We'll put the array also here, I and j. And what will happen, let temp is equal to a or array of I, array of j, I is equal to array of j, and array of j is equal to temp, and we are done. Now let's make the sort part. So what we had a pivot, let pivot be 1. Let's make an index, or let's make it I as 0 and j also as 0 in the first. Okay, I'll get, yeah. Now what we will do, just a second, yeah. Now what we will do, we will make a for loop for I in array, and inside that we will check if array of I is less than pivot, then only we will do this arrangement, which is swapping those array I and j, and we will increase j. And once this is done, we are done. This is the only part which we had to do. Now we will return the array and we are done. Great. Now let's try this. Not easy. And here problem slash index.js. As you can see, it's sorted now. And one more thing we can see, time and time end, time taking. Yeah, now it will show you time also it took. So time took 6 milliseconds, and I have wrote test for you. So yarn check binary array, it will check test also. So I did console, that's why it's showing this, but the test has passed. The failed one was the other one which was not made properly. So I hope you understood it and learned something new today, and I hope it helps for you to become a better developer and learn something new. So please support my channel, subscribe to my channel, and for more motivation please click the like button and the bell icon.